Good evening, ladies and gents. Spartan Alphazulu here, bringing you yet another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle and the Pokemon breakdown for Tapu Fini. I know I have said that I will not use any of the Tapus outside of Tapu Koko, but you got to break sometime, and Tapu Fini actually is not as broken as you think, or at least as I thought. So the EV spread, 248 HP, 16 defense, 12 special attack, 40 special defense with the rest going into speed, 192 speed with a calm nature. So Misty Terrain, the ability this Pokemon gets, it brings up the terrain that keeps all Pokemon on the battlefield from being afflicted with status inducers. So no paralysis, no toxic, not even confusion, which benefits your team greatly, putting a little safeguard veil around your entire team and protects, your sweepers and just pretty much all your Pokemon from getting from getting a burn or getting confused, getting paralyzed. It just protects from all that, and it lowers the power of a dragon type attacks, which is another noteworthy thing the ability brings. I didn't even know that. I actually found that out a few days ago. So yeah, Misty Terrain's actually pretty friggin' awesome. But the downside of this Pokemon, and my moveset, by the way, is holding leftovers, Nature's Madness, Scald, Defog, and Taunt. And Taunt just kind of helps this Pokemon from getting set up on. Defog to get rid of entry hazards. Scald helps you out with the burn. Nature's Madness is an awesome freaking move. It halves the Pokemon's HP, so like Chansey and other walls, Skarmory that can just roost or soft-boiled up on this Pokemon, taunt it, and then just Nature's Madness it to get its health down low, and it just cripples them. It hurts them so freaking bad. But other than that, it's a really awesome Pokemon. And, you're going to see in some of the matches here different ways to use it. It's not a sweeper, It's a very defensive Pokemon. So a rematch with a JoeyFontaine. And Joey's an awesome freaking Poketuber. I'm gonna put a link to his channel in the description. Me and him battle all the freaking time. And he ends up kicking my ass almost every time. So let's get ready to rock and roll. And let's see how this plays out. I'm going to go ahead and start with my Excadrill lead. This is a Suicide Excadrill league. He's going to go ahead and start off with Tapu Koko to get his terrain up and running right at the beginning of the match. So the thing I really like about this Excadrill lead, it's a Suicide lead. It will get your rocks up. It will get rid of your opponent's entry hazards as well. But after you get your rocks up, pretty much the only thing left for it to do is to get knocked out. That's pretty much it. It is strictly just to get your entry hazards up, get rid of your opponent's entry hazards, and then get knocked out. It's not really meant to sweep. You can use it as a sweeper, I guess, if you really have to. But, I mean, it's meant to be knocked out as soon as possible. So it automatically puts you a Pokemon down. But I like it. I do like it a lot. It's holding a Focus Sash, so that U-turn Tapu Koko did kind of broke the sash. So now I'm going to bring in my Mega Mawile to intimidate this freaking Kartana that he brought in. I knew he was going to knock off. I don't know how. I just knew that was coming. And Mega Mawile, would take it. It can't knock off a Mega Stone. So he's going to go ahead and switch out, not wanting to take the Sucker Punch or not wanting me to get a Swords Dance off and just set up on it. And he's going to go ahead and bring in his Magearna. And I freaking hate Magearna with a passion. Like, I hate this Pokemon. So I knew he was going to switch, and I'm going to go ahead and knock off right off the bat. And knocking off on Magearna, doing a very good amount of damage thanks to that huge power that Mawile gets, and getting rid of the Assault Vest. Assault Vest Magearna is just as annoying. Magearna is just an annoying Pokemon. I can't stand it. So I'm going to go ahead and go back into Excadrill, thinking he's going to Volt Switch, because I don't want Mega Mawile to take any damage here, especially with Electric Terrain up. He's going to Hidden Power. I'm not sure if it was Hidden... Oh, it's Hidden Power Fire. And it doesn't take Excadrill out. So I'm going to go ahead and Earthquake. Usually I Toxic, because this Excadrill does no Toxic. And it helps wearing down like Landorus's and, Pokemon that just don't see it coming. But I'm faster than Magearna. He didn't really have a flying type. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Earthquake and just take it out. Because, that's a big pain in the ass Pokemon that I can get rid of. And he's bringing Kartana back in, trying to get that Beast Boost on attacker speed. I'm gonna assume it's attack, but I'm not gonna let him do that. I'm not giving this thing a Beast Boost, so I'm gonna go ahead and go into a Landorus to intimidate it and just take whatever hit this Pokemon has coming at me. So it's gonna go ahead and go with the Smart Strike with the Intimidate. This freaking thing still halves my Landorus's HP, dealing a crap ton of damage. I'm going to go ahead and U-turn, getting some pivot tempo going, and just keeping this thing at bay. I'm not freaking going to bring in a Pokemon that I can knock out. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Volcarona. And he's going to Leaf Blade, even with the 4 times resistance. That's a good block of health right there. But Flame Body getting activated and burning the Kartana, having its attack. That's freaking awesome. So I don't got to worry too much about Kartana anymore. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Quiver Dance. You know, this is your basic Volcarona set. Quiver Dance, Fiery Dance, and then Giga Drain with Bug Buzz, and it's holding the Z move. It's holding the Fire Z. So just, you know, your average everyday Volcarona. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Quiver Dance to get my special defense, my speed, and my special attack buffed up. And this Pokemon's actually a lot of fun. I've never really been a fan of Volcarona until I used it. And then once I used it, I was, you know, just immediately I was like, hey, this Pokemon's pretty awesome. So he's going to go ahead and bring in Tapu Koko, but then switch, seeing the Z move come in, which kind of sucks. I mean, I was hoping to take out Tapu Koko to get rid of his terrain because he does have an Alolan Raichu. And Alolan Raichu gets the ability Surge Surfer, which doubles its speed with the electric terrain up. So, you know, I was hoping to get rid of it, but oh well. Inferno Overdrive is definitely going to knock out this Kartana. So I don't got to worry about Kartana anymore, at least. But I didn't have to worry about it to begin with because I already burned it. So I kind of just wasted my Z move. But I took a Pokemon out. So I don't know. Maybe it wasn't a waste. I mean, I really don't know. I could have taken it out with Fiery Dance, but screw it. Kartana taken out of the match by the Z move from Volcarona. Now he's going to go ahead and go with Alolan Raichu. I know I don't outspeed this thing, but I also know, you know, I got a nice little special defensive buff there. I should have switched because he's just going to freaking hit me with Alolan Raichu's Z move, and this is definitely going to take Volcarona out of the match because even after a Quiver Dance, I mean, Volcarona's special defense isn't the best, and yes, the Quiver Dance does help, but even after that one Quiver Dance is still not the best. Maybe after two Quiver Dances, I probably would have lived through this, but I don't. So I'm gonna lose Volcarona here. But oh well. I mean, that's fine. You know, he used his Z move, kind of got rid of it. I don't got to worry about the Z move anymore, and Volcarona's gonna get taken out of the match by that Alolan Raichu. Which sucks because, you know, I was hoping to. I completely forgot about the Z move, and I know that Joey loves using that Z move on Alolan Raichu because, like my Machamp is my calling card, Alolan Raichu is Joey's. So he's going to go ahead and switch, not wanting to take the Sucker Punch, but due to our freaking previous matches, the many that we've had, I knew he was going to switch because he doesn't want to lose Alolan Raichu, and I'm going to go ahead and go for the knockoff, which I should have just gone for the Play Rough. Should have just said screw it and gone for the Play Rough. And it does not knock the item off, meaning this Gyarados is a Mega Gyarados. I don't want to take an Earthquake to the face, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch out my Mega Mawile, bringing Landorus back in, and getting the Intimidate, and hopefully he didn't Waterfall. He did not. He ended up going for the Earthquake, and Dodge, Duck, Dip, Dive, Dodge. Well, it not really. It doesn't affect Landorus because of my flying typing. So I'm gonna go ahead and U-turn. He does not Mega Evolve, not wanting to get super effective damage on that U-turn, and I'm gonna get. I was kind of thinking he probably should have switched. I could have gone with the Stone Edge, but I didn't want to risk the miss because had it missed, I would have been very upset. So go ahead and bring it in. Tapu Fini, the Pokemon of the hour, and getting my terrain up. I don't got to worry about, I mean, Tapu Fini can wall Mega Gyarados all freaking day. Waterfall, not doing anything to Mega Gyarados, and getting healed up by the leftovers. The bad thing about Tapu Fini that I was going to mention earlier, but I got lost in my train of thought, Tapu Fini lacks a recovery move, so leftovers is pretty much the only form of recovery this Pokemon has, meaning beware of knockoff. Because, yes, I mean, leftover does help, but knockoff, I mean, after a while, you know, getting knocked off, getting your leftovers knocked off, this Pokemon is just going to get chipped and chipped and chipped until it's no good to you. So you want to keep leftovers on Tapu Fini as much as possible. You want to avoid knockoff, you want to avoid chip damage because it lacks a recovery move. So just be very careful with your Tapu Fini. And the terrain is, I mean, the Misty Terrain is key for your Pokemon because, you know, it protects your Pokemon from status moves. It also protects your opponent's Pokemon, but I mean, that's just, you know, one of the downsides to it. The benefit is you do not have to worry about getting afflicted with a burn or getting paralyzed, or, you know, going with the U-turn after he Mega Evolves. He went for the Earthquake, thinking I was going to keep Tapu Fini in, but I didn't. And Mega Gyarados is going to get taken out of the match by the U-turn because it gets Dark typing whenever it Mega Evolves. So now I'm going to go back into Excadrill. I mean, Excadrill already did his role. My entry hazards are up. I don't really need him anymore. I'm just going to go ahead and let him get taken out. Because like I said, he is a suicide lead. He's meant to get taken out. I just switched out because I didn't want to give Kartana a Beast Boost. And so now I'm going to go ahead and get taken out by the Tapu Koko with a U-turn right to the face of Excadrill. And Excadrill, excuse me, is going to get taken out of the match right there. So, oh well, I mean, I knew I was going to lose him. He's meant to get knocked out, like right in the beginning of the game. And that's the bad thing I don't like about suicide leads is, you know, you put your opponent up one Pokemon right at the start. That's why I love Machamp, or anti-leads like Machamp. They just come out swinging, throwing your opponent off of their tempo game. I mean, it's just awesome. It's my playstyle. It's what I prefer. Bringing Clefable in and taking damage from the Stealth Rocks tells me this Pokemon is unaware. So not even going to bother going for the Sword Dance. I'm just going to play rough, tearing it up, and he's going to go ahead and use the Flamethrower, but the terrain, well, electric terrain's up, never mind. So thankfully he didn't get a burn. And yeah, I'm going to be able to take Clefable, excuse me, I'm going to be able to take Clefable out with another play rough here. Play rough, Clefable does not like the rough play and is taken out of the match by Mega Mawile. So that's awesome. This is looking really good for me because I usually lose to Joey out of all the freaking times we battled. I cannot get the upper hand on this guy. Usually, like, hacks through their ugly face. Like, I think in one of our battles, my freaking Chansey flinched, whereas if it didn't, I would have won. And, like, it's just stuff like that that always sets me back against Joey. Thunderbolt, I should have gone for the reason I didn't go for the Sucker Punch is because I thought he was going to switch. So I went for the knockoff instead. But Thunderbolt is going to take Mega Mawile out of the match. I should have gone for the Sucker Punch because, you know, that would have taken it out. Oh, well. Psyshock, thinking I was going to switch, and I do not switch. So I'm going to go ahead and Scald on this Alolan Raichu, dealing a very significant amount of damage, but that is because Alolan Raichu's defenses are damn near paper. So and now I know he's going to Thunderbolt, and I'm going to go ahead and switch into my Landorus to kind of negate the damage there. I got my terrain up, so Alolan Raichu is going to lose the speed boost that he gets from the electric terrain. And Thunderbolt not doing anything to Landorus thanks to his ground typing. I should have gone for the Earthquake here. Instead, I went for the U-turn. The reason I should have gone for the Earthquake is because he's got Tapu Koko. He's got Alolan Raichu. Both Pokemon are weak to ground types. So, I mean, I had no reason to go for the U-turn. I don't know why I did. But anyways, I ended up going for the U-turn. I knew he was going to switch too. Because, like I said, Alolan Raichu, excuse me, is Joey's favorite Pokemon. That's his, you know, his mascot, as he likes to say. I'm going to go ahead and bring in Kommo, who I did not get a chance to set up with because, I mean, I couldn't. Kommo was one of my sweepers here, and all of Joey's team just threatened it. I could not set up on it. So I'm going to go ahead and just sack Kommo and let Joey take it out with the Brave Bird on Tapu Koko. And now I'm going to bring in Landorus and just take Tapu Koko out with the Earthquake. Or I think I U-turn. Because, I mean, it's you know, at such low HP, U-turn will take it out. I can bring in Tapu Fini, getting rid of the electric terrain, letting Raichu take out Tapu Fini, and, you know, I'm just kind of planning the last few moves here because either way, all he has is Alolan Raichu. I'm going to get rid of his terrain, and my Landorus is Scarfed, so I don't got to worry about Alolan Raichu. And Tapu Fini just keeping this Raichu in check here because, I mean, it was the only tool I had to really do that. Because Alolan Raichu is something you got to be afraid of. It's speed getting doubled in electric terrain, and it has great move coverage. It's something you got to watch out for it. Thunderbolt taking Tapu Fini out of the match. But Tapu Fini did its job. It got rid of the terrain for me. And now Landorus is not gonna take a Hidden Power Ice to the face thanks to getting rid of the electric terrain, and I'm gonna go ahead and Earthquake, taking the Alolan Raichu out of the match. So I finally freaking was able to get a win against Joey here. It was so frustrating because, like, I've played Joey like 4 or 5 times in different metas, OU, UU. We haven't done monotype yet, but usually he wins. Finally, though, I got to win. Very good game, JoeyFontaine. Visit his channel, guys. I'm linking it in the description. He's got an awesome channel. Another guy who has got an awesome channel. He's a very good friend of mine. He's in my Discord server, FMF Gaming. He's an awesome freaking guy. Both Joey and FMF are in my Discord. Hint, hint. So looking at his team here, FMF likes using original teams. He likes using Pokemon that don't really get used a lot. If anything, I think if he had his way, he would not be an OU at all. But I love his teams. He always has very good teams. And even look at this, his Landorus is named unoriginal because Landorus is seen all over the OU meta. So I love FMF's teams. He's got awesome teams. And he's got very original, very creative teams. So he's going to go ahead and set up his Stealth Rocks, getting his entry hazards up. I'm going to go ahead and set up my Stealth Rocks because that's what this lead Excadrill does. And so now, I mean, I could pretty much get taken out. I could have Rapid Spinned here, getting rid of his stones. The reason I didn't is because I was wary. Well, for one, he's faster than my Excadrill. And for two, I didn't know if it had a Rocky Helmet. So I'm going to go ahead and just go for the Toxic after he triggers my Focus Sash. So Toxic getting on this Landorus, and it's just slowly going to dwindle it down. And I felt like that was the best move because Lando does sometimes hold a Rocky Helmet. So if I did go, even if I did go for the Rapid Spin, it would not have taken out the stones because the Rocky Helmet damage would have hurt my Excadrill, taking it out before the stones can get taken out. So that's something I learned on Showdown, actually. So it's a good thing I didn't go for the Rapid Spin because I didn't want to risk it. And Minshao coming in. Minshao's another awesome Pokemon that you got to watch out for. It's fast, it hits hard, it has a very good move pool, but I don't see it doing anything to Tapu Fini. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Tapu Fini out because, I mean, Minshao ain't going to do anything to it, at least to my knowledge. So he's going to go ahead and go for the Fake Out. Just getting his free turn, getting his chip damage on Tapu Fini. But Leftovers is going to kind of go ahead and negate it. Or at least I felt like it did. Now I can defog and get rid of the entry hazards. Which is, I mean, that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to get rid of these stones. Yes, I get rid of my own. But I was not in a position where I could Rapid Spin and get rid of them. At least I felt like that. So I'm going to go ahead and defog. Just to get rid of it. I mean, the entry hazards, meh. Who needs entry hazards? So defog, he's bringing in his Magnezone. Kind of in a bad situation here. I don't want to lose Tapu Fini just yet. So I'm going to go ahead and switch. But what to switch it to, I don't know. Because two of my Pokemon are weak to Ice. And Magnezone having Hidden Power Ice. Usually they have Hidden Power Fire. But I've seen one or two with Hidden Power Ice. Bringing in my Thundurus Thorian, whatever. And it's going to take a flash cannon to the face. I love Thundurus, guys. God, it's awesome. This Thundurus is 252 speed, 252 attack, 4 HP, moveset, agility, Focus Blast, Thunderbolt, and Hidden Power Ice. I went for the Focus Blast because, I mean, look what Flash Cannon did. It pretty much put me at half health. And so I thought I might as well just take it out. Focus Blast, luckily enough, hit, taking Magnezone out of the match. And he's going to go ahead and bring in his Sceptile, his Mega Sceptile with that. So another Pokemon you don't see every day, but it's something to expect from FMF. And he's going to go ahead and Mega Evolve, gaining the ability Lightning Rod, meaning lightning attacks or electric attacks do not do anything to this Pokemon, and he will get a special attack buff when it's hit with one. Hidden Power Ice, taking my Thundurus out of the match. So, and this Pokemon is a problem, especially for this team. Because, Sceptile has great move coverage, and then it gets that Dragon typing whenever it Mega Evolves. Yes, it's 4 times weak to Ice. I mean, that's awesome. But I don't see this thing doing too much to Mawile, so I'm thinking I can just go ahead and take it out. So I'm going to go ahead and Mega Evolve, and I'm going to go for the Play Rough and just take this thing out of the match. He's going to go first, though, because Mega Sceptile is super duper freaking fast. Focus Blast doing a very good amount of damage to Mega Mawile. Play Rough, but no! Mega Sceptile practices those 5Ds in Dodgeball to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge out of the way. And now he's going to go ahead and bring it and switch out, not wanting to take the Sucker Punch to the face. So the Intimidate's going to go through, and he predicted the Sucker Punch. Read me like a book there. And then now, I mean, I I kept Mawile in because I had a feeling he was going to U-turn. I mean, the only reason I did is because, I mean, what person in their right mind would keep Mega Mawile in against a Landorus? Well, this person is exactly, you know, this person is who you're thinking about. I knew he was going to U-turn, and he's going to go ahead and bring in his friggin', I can't think of this Pokemon's name, but I'm going to knock off getting rid of its leftovers because I do know this Pokemon is a stupid friggin' Pokemon to have in. It's a very good wall. Love Disc, I think is what it's called. Or even if I'm wrong, who cares? I'm just going to call it Love Disc. I think that might be its first form. He's going to go ahead and withdraw it. Bringing in Landorus again. And now I'm going to go ahead and play rough. Because I was hoping to take it out. Because like I said, the thing gets Regenerator. It is a stupid wall. But play rough! Landorus does not like rough play. And look at that. It was holding a Rocky Helmet. So it's a good thing I did not Rapid Spin. And Mega Mawile is going to take Landorus right out of the match right there. So that was awesome. It's a good thing I did not Rapid Spin. I'm going to go ahead and switch Mega Mawile out because I do not want to lose it yet. There's no entry hazards up. I know he's going to fake out. So let's not lose Mega Mawile. Let's go ahead and call it back just in case I need to do a sucker punch to the face. So I'm going to bring in Landorus here. And he's going to go ahead and bring it back. He's going to go into that Love Disc. That is not, I know that's not its freaking name. I can't think of its name. Leave its name in the comments. I don't know this Pokemon's name. I'm going to go ahead and U-turn, getting the pivot tempo going. And I feel like I can set up on this thing. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring in Kommo-O. So Kommo-O, I feel like this Pokemon can do a lot to Kommo-O. I'm going to go ahead and go for the substitute. My Kommo-O is a pretty unorthodox Kommo-O. I saw it once in a YouTube video. It's Substitute, Belly Drum, Thunder Punch, and Drain Punch. So it's, you know, I do a similar thing with Chestnut and Monotype. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Drain Punch. I'm going to go for the Substitute because I don't see this Pokemon doing anything to Kommo-O. Scald, not breaking the Substitute. And now Thunder Punch is definitely going to freaking take this Pokemon out. So I feel like I did, you know, that was a good move for me. Thunder Punch, after a max attack Kommo-O, gets a Belly Drum off, taking that freaking Pokemon out of the match, whatever the hell it's called. I can't, like I said, Alola Malola or whatever. Yes, that's what it is. That's what it's freaking called. Alola Malola. I dropped my mic. I'm so sorry. Alola Malola. And Fake Out from Minshew, not doing anything. A Drain Punch, taking Minshew out of the match. So getting my HP back. Oh, and also I had to torque this Kommo-O a little bit because it's supposed to be holding a Citrus Berry, but a problem I was having was after I would do the Belly Drum and then, or do the Substitute and then the Belly Drum, the Citrus Berry wouldn't go off. Come to find out, you know, don't put 31 IVs in this Pokemon's HP. So that's what I was doing wrong. So I fixed it. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Thunder Punch because he brought in the Arachna, whatever, the Aqua Arachna, whatever it's called. And he's going to switch out into Mega Sceptile, getting the Lightning Rod boost. But, I mean, at this point, I'm just going to, screw that. I'm just going to go ahead and Drain Punch away. Because, I mean, why not? And it being a bug type, it's going to resist the Drain Punch. But, oh well. Araquanid, that's what it's called. So now I'm just gonna keep Drain Punching at this point. I don't need to play that game. Drain Punch, taking Araquanid out of the match and putting my Kommo-O at full health. So good for me. Don't got to worry about that Pokemon anymore. And this was it's a sweep at this point, guys. You know, I mean, y'all know where this is going. It's pretty much a sweep. Mega Sceptile is not going to be able to take a max attack Drain Punch. But it being as fast as it is, Dragon Pulse is going to break my Substitute here. So he finally got rid of the Substitute. And I kind of feel like he should have just gotten rid of that to begin with because I did not get the speed boost from my Citrus Berry. So he probably just it would have sucked, but he should have sacked Mega Sceptile. Anyways, Drain Punch taking Mega Sceptile out of the match. So awesome games, Joey, FMF. Thanks for watching, guys. Comment, rate, subscribe. Join my Discord server. I will see y'all later. Thanks a lot. Laters.